we should be going live. If you are watching this now or a replay, I'm going to be building this page here. This is the ConvertKit page. Let me just split these screens. Let me just check we are live across various platforms. Okay. And we should be going live here on Twitch as well. Okay. Right, we're live. That's working there. Cool. I'm going to build the ConvertKit homepage. If you're watching this, it's designed by Charlie Marie. Yes, so let's have a look. Here's a check. I think it was Charlie Marie or Charlie Prangley, her name is. Anyway, I'm going to build the ConvertKit page, and I'm going to go through and build it in OptimizePress. So if if you're following along, you can. I'm going to build it here. I'm going to pull it on my other monitor just so I can, build it in the background. And I'm going to run through doing everything and start from scratch, and possibly, actually, I'll drop it in here and I'll switch between that and the tab. And then maybe if I do picture in picture, people can see it. So I'm just going to build this page. I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm not going to do the whole thing possibly on this stream, but I'm going to give people a look at what we do, how to use OptimizePress really, and how you can use it yourself. And I like the design of this page, so it's beautiful. I have chat and stuff open. I'm not sure if you're going to chat any messages. It might come through to here on Restream, or if you're if you're sending messages on YouTube or Twitch or anywhere like that, I might not get them. So anyway, I'm going to build this page here. And because it's a nice design, so I might grab the logo and things. I might miss out the logo actually because it's it's a logo. I'll just make one up. Let's go through and start building it. So we've got a collection. It's got some nice layout sections that we can build, and it's using nice staggered structure throughout the page as well, with the way she's designed it. So let's carry on. I think they're using it's either Domine or Merriweather. I can't remember the font here, so let's have a look. Yeah, it's Domine Serif. So I'm just going to probably use all the text that they've got. I'll open up a text pad here, just so I can. Let's got this, and let's have a look. We've got the header across the top with the navigation. We can do all that easily, which is using, which we can use. The menu for the rounded button, I could make the rounded button. We could have a menu in here anyway, so it could be the WP menu, which will drop in. This site, I can't remember this site, it does have a menu on it. Okay, and then I'm going to use just for the logo, I'm just going to do something like this for now, which people just put in ConvertKit anyway. Let's set up some of the page. The page fonts. So we've got Domine, that's good. They're using that's the body. I don't think they use it in the body actually. No, don't know what this font is. Let's have a look. See if we can find the font. I think like a sans serif or something will be fine for this. Where are we? What are they using? I use Inspector Element here just to find fonts, but you could probably get an extension for Chrome that does this. What I'm actually wanting to get is this. Shadow blue lightness. What is it here? Let's have a look. Colors. Font normal. Can't find the font style. So I'm going to probably just go with the serif just for now, or I'm missing. Okay, Open Sans. Look, there you go. So they've got Open Sans, Roboto, Helvetica. So this Open Sans looks like the first one. So we'll just go with Open Sans, and the main headline font we're going to use is the Domain. That's how you pronounce it. And then for this, we'll go with Open Sans. Okay, and I think this whole top section, this bit would be in navigation. It actually doesn't need to be a navigation. It could this could all be one section actually, so it doesn't matter. Let's drop in a row underneath here, which we're going to split into 2 columns. And then we're going to put the headline in, and then we're going to copy one of the headlines they've got and go through the process of building this page. Paragraph. I'm not sure what text I've got there. Oh yes, it's copied. We had some rotating text, didn't we? So let's just choose newsletter. So this design is actually really nice. Got nice layouts, using nice fonts, using nice colors. I just thought it's a great site to start and just pick and actually build and show people as I'm building it. And we can do stuff as we go on the site. So let's take the heading up a bit. I might just pull in some of the colors because that will help it just look a bit more on brand. And let's see what that color is there. Okay, and let's just change this icon color we've got here. Obviously that's not the ConvertKit style. Let's go with the menu. Just going to line this over to the right, depending on where are we. I want this to sit over on the left like that, but I also actually want to add this button, so we could make a separate button here which stands out more when you hover over it, so we could have a nice button effect. So what I'll do is I'll drop a button in here, and then let's just make that a bit smaller. What does they say? Sign up. Yeah, sign up free. Okay. And we want to have some rounded edges. Make it a bit smaller, a bit higher. And we've got rounded here. Let's see, I've got a fully rounded because I want to put like so. It's my dog walking around, as you can hear. Okay, so let's go and line this now. So we've got menu, align this over. And this button is obviously needs to be center aligned in the column, like so. And they've got an outline and a hover effect. Okay, so I actually need to have an outline. If we do 1 pixel, it should make it a bit smaller. Let's close this gap up here. Now the width might not be right compared to theirs. I'm not too worried about that right now. I just want to really get a lot of the content in. Let's grab one of these images that they've used. Again, this template, I'm just really showing you what I can do with OptimizePress to build it. So don't go and, if you're going to follow along and copy this, then obviously use your own designs and your own images. We'll see how far we can get in like a space of like 20 odd minutes or so. And I'm just going to clone this button and bring this down here, because they have this green color, which is the same as that green. If I can get that green from here. Okay. And we'll put this in like so with font color. Actually, let's take the font color white. Now you'll notice on this button as well, it's got a square edge look on one side and all the rest around it. So we can do that quite easily. Go into here, we've got fully rounded selected. Let's go to advanced options. And for border styling, I can do this where I click on this border and I say don't. And then actually what's probably easier is to set the full radius first. So it's slightly, that's probably too much. Actually don't want to have a border either, because let's take this down to about 7. Okay, it's got a slight rounded edge. There it says get started for free. Button height, and it's just that edge. So now we just want one edge to be square. So we go to borders again, we'll choose that one edge and we'll just move it like so. I think it needs to be a little bit higher. And then we're going to line it over to the left. Bit of spacing above it. And that button was clear, so that's transparent. Let's make sure the text is not bold. This font color here is slightly darker. Might just use this color, actually the same. I'll probably use that in the header as well. Text colors. See how this one looks. Okay, then that can be the same for this. So background color clear, border color, advanced border. Then we're going to go with the text color that we had as well. There we go. And we actually need to hover. So we want this to hover and be the green that we've got down here. Now that font doesn't look the same. It'll be much smaller as well. So I'm not sure what size we've got here. Let's see what the font size, 16. Let's take you down to 15. And then this one. It's looking better. And then if I just reduce the width a bit. Okay. And I think this font color actually has an opacity. There we go. That's why it looks a different color. That looks better. And then we're going to do a hover color. We're going to hover transition on this that changes color to that green. So we go to hover state, text color icon background is what we want. We want to use the recent one, which is that green we just used. And I'll add that to favorites because these colors are using them in this template. So when we hover, we should have green like that. And then we want to have the text color state when we hover to be white so we can see it. There we go. So let's save that where we got so far. This doesn't line up there. That's fine. And it actually goes past. So the navigation on this is actually nips in at the top and the bottom. So I'm going to leave mine as it is for now. I can always just pull this row in a little bit to change that. And they've got the creator marketing platform for your, let's put for your newsletter. And they've got it on, goes on to 2 lines like so. If I save mine and preview, let's sit these side by side. Okay, like that. There's a bigger gap that sits out. So definitely a wider site on theirs. And the buttons, their buttons a bit smaller and just wider. So I might take everything a little bit wider. Let's maybe make these rows then. Let's make them 1250. Gives me a bit more breathing room either side. It's probably too wide actually, but anyway. We can see the width of this by inspecting it again and finding like that. So that is 1170. So maybe we should go with 1170 rather than having it different. Let's do 1170. Save. Refresh. Okay, so better width. So we've got a nice, so we need to have this text in mind. Let's put it into here, text pad first, and then before I paste it in, I'll probably remove any formatting as well from here. So we've got that, and a little bit more spacing on theirs as well. So that's if you build pages at all, and you'll find some people don't like the spacing on pages, but it actually adds, it's called white space. And when you add more white space around, you know, call to actions and things like that, and you know, keyword or power words, they just stand out more. So it's definitely worth giving your pages lots of breathing space, lots of white space. Right, so let's go. Okay, and they've got a bigger gap. Now they've got this nice underline actually on this. Now we can do that. We can do the underline effect with OptimizePress, or we can do, to get that yellow, or we can have the rotating text. We can do both with this. So we could have it say like this, for example. We could say I want it to rotate between, just have it clip. We could have it say, where it says newsletter, and then it could say podcast, and what else do they say in there? Newsletter, podcast, collection, album. Okay, let's go with this newsletter, podcast, album. Let's do book. And it loops. So what this does, this rotating text clips like that. You can have it sort of flips up, zoom, no, slide, drop in. Let's go with clip. Let's go with that. And another thing we can do with our headline element is the draw and underlines. This is actually quite nice because you can have an underline that scores under like a pen, as you see, and there's that color there. And you could have that not loop, it'll just go once. But I might just add that in to make mine a little bit different. Let's make the line thickness a little bit smaller as well. There we go. And that'll just kick in once. That'll just go once across the page as it loads. So let's go on the next section, which is this next bit. This 3-column, easily to do. Let's double check the background color we've got here, which is this color. I think I'm going to copy that. I need to add this one into the favorites as well. So let's add in here 3 columns. We can just clone it like so. Let's give this background color, which is that, and then add that into the favorites as well. So I've got that. And what do they say here? Let's have a look. ConvertKit helps you. Now, I might clone this headline, drop this in above, and then I'm just going to paste my new headline over top. And I'll clear the formatting, but it should be fine because the formatting is what, you know, the formatting we have should be fine because I've copied it onto TextPad, so that's fine. Right, so here we are. We've got 1, 2, 3 columns, and then they've got the text. Now I'm just going to use their text again because for this example, it just speeds up the process. I quite like how they've done that number 1. That could be done using a different font, actually. We could have a 2-column header on there to do that. Let's we'd have to split the row or just change the font. So if we just do grow your audience, let's see what, we copy the text. Foster your community. These might be little things I'll come back and tweak afterwards. So what I'll do is I'll build them, I'll copy the page like this and build it, and then I might just come back and add these. It'd be a case of adding in a row at the top, 2-column row. Number 1 would just be a different font headline, and then then the other headline would just be this, as you see. So this is the Open Sans font, I think. The other one was the Mine font. So and what I'll do is drop in, not that. We're doing 2 columns here. So grow your audience, promote. That's what I've got. Let me copy my text. So again, I'm just building, if you join this, I'm just building the ConvertKit homepage and give it the layout. And I'm going to style it all using, where's their, okay, grow your audience and promote, which is that bit. Now, one thing you can do is this as well with this bit is once you build this, you can just clone this whole column to save you doing everything again. Now the headline size needs to go up a bit, and it's probably going to be like a bold, slightly bolded font in that color we had of the other headlines, like so. And then we'll go and build this. So we just copy all that over. Okay, let me just come here. Let me just okay, let me just build to grow audience. Let's take this one. So this is using, I think that uses the domain. That font's too big. Let me just change that font style. I think that'll look better in the domain font anyway. I'm not going to change that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is just, as we've done it like so, they've got a nice little arrow as well. I should add the arrow in, but I can add that afterwards because I'll show you how to do that. So now we've got one style of column. I'm just going to clone that across, and then I can just, because the styles, I'm happy with the style, and I'll clone it across and then build it. So I've got me other text there, and it's slightly darker font actually. Or slightly lighter font even. But let's just get that right font. Okay, and these little things you can come back and tweak. It's going to take that column, get rid of that. Okay, let's clone that and then clone it again and delete these 2 sections out, and then put in my other text, which I've got here. So foster community, and the other one was earn a living online. Just copy the other text. I'm just copying a text pad. Like I said, I put it into a text pad just to keep all the format. It doesn't pull the formatting, and then you don't have weird HTML code that gets embedded behind the scenes. Okay, so we got that. There you go. And now we're going to put in. We need to put in this arrow, which is going to change how that looks. So they've got like an arrow. The page doesn't fill all the way to this side. That's fine. So let me crack on. How are we doing for time? What are we at? Okay, so we have 20 minutes. Let's keep going anyway. We've got arrows here in OptimizePress. Let's drop an arrow element, and we want pretty something like that. What they got is a little tiny, so it goes one way and then flips and goes the other. That's quite nice. Let me choose that similar color that I had, which is that yellow. And the size, let's take it nice and small. That arrow is slightly more, maybe like that. Look, there we go. It's got a wider actual end. One of these might, or that one. So these arrows are quite good. You can flip them in any direction. Doesn't have to be the same way it is. Let me go with that. Look, and horizontal flip. And then if I do vertical like that, so I might just rotate that a bit. Okay, and then we're going to have to, these columns that we've got here, I'm going to reduce those so there's no gutter, and take those like so. This could actually sit it down a bit, and then I'm just going to clone this column. Actually, I need to clone the column. I'm going to drag that and drop it that side, and I'm just going to flip the arrow so it's the other way. It's not horizontal rotation, no. I just want it to go under, so I want to flip it. Yeah, I do want to flip it and then rotate it that way. And that could actually probably sit a little bit, I guess, a little bit further down. I will add a little bit of gutter padding just to, again, give those a bit of breathing room, like I was saying earlier. And excuse me if you can hear my fan on my computer blowing. I've decided to do this on my older MacBook, and the fan is blowing away. So I'm going to just make my arrows a little bit different to theirs, and and the layout. Like so. Also, I haven't configured anything on mobile yet, so I haven't checked how it looks on mobile at all. Let's save this page and preview it to see where we're at. What we're running 27 minutes this stream. So there's what we've built so far, and we've done the top, the button. We've done, obviously the links aren't the same, but we've got the button. That border, I might just get rid of the border. See that border that goes the same color, so we can do that easily. Everything's center aligned there. And we've got lots of spacing here. That's good. Okay, my button's a bit smaller than theirs. Okay, let's go on a little bit further. This bit, so this is a little bit, we could actually do this. This is probably an image with an SVG image on the background, how she's designed it. Then I guess, I mean, this could be, we don't have an element that does this in OptimizePress. We do have a panel switcher, so you could have the whole section switch. So that's one way to do that. Or you could just build, one of them. So just build something that says, well, okay, let's start. I'll just build like used by creators like you. And then let me just clone this down so now the colors are right. Let me delete this. So this could say used by creators like you. So again, if you're watching this on any of the platforms, I don't know if you're messaging anyone, so I haven't looked at YouTube or Twitch or anything, so I don't know if anyone is messaging. I will come back to those if they are. Styling and font. We've got like a handwriting font here. I don't know what that is. I could go and look and see. Let's have a look. The font style. Okay, grayscale and sans serif. So I don't know if we've got grayscale, but let's have a look. If it's Google font, we might. Okay, look, Grand Hotel. We don't have grayscale. Check it's not spelled the other way or gray. What was that one? Grand Hotel. No, that's not good. I'm going to leave that. I'm not sure what that was. That's Handley. I'm just going to leave that for now because I can easily come back and change that. Let's change the width of this. And I want this to look like this, but I'm going to put a circle around it. And I might have to do some tweaking with some CSS or something later. Let me just put this over here. And because it's a headline, I'm going to put a big circle. I'll have a circle. There we go. And we'll probably make this. So depending on. Okay, that's so because this circle. I want this circle to make sure my font is center. I want the circle to go right the way around the. So what I might do is just turn that off. I want to put some spacing either side, but 3, and then we'll try again. I might actually come back and just do this afterwards because it's there's. So I actually want that to be much bigger as well, but I don't think it's going to get that effect like the image there. Yeah, we'll come back to that. Let's make this nice and big. I'm just going to do something just so I know I've got to come back to that. That'll, because that's definitely. Let's just. Okay. Right. Let's build this. So this big could be a switcher. We do have a big switcher. I'll just show. It's a 2-panel switcher. That would only work for 2 panels, and we could switch between, so you can change. Great for pricing. So for this, I'd probably just build. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build one like the musician, and then we'll put a line in and make it look similar. That's probably the best thing to do. So if I do clone this and do another column, and then I want to have musician. So I will drop in text with logo again. And I'm going to say musicians. Right. Oops. Okay. And then what we'll do is, that's right. I'll put some headphones in that yellow color as well. So I'll go into logo and we'll choose headphones. I don't know how long I'm going to keep streaming of this, but I might come back and do it again later on and continue the page. So if you're following or you watch this back or you're watching it after I've streamed, then I might come back and do this, finish the page another time if people want. See what I've done. So now let's make this whole thing a little bit smaller, which we need to just reduce spacing and the overall size. And actually that font's obviously quite bold, semi-bold. And it looks like it's closer together. And we want to have, what I'm going to do is drop in a line. My dog is moaning in the background, so if you hear some weird noises, it's him. It's not me, I promise. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got a color. We're going to line that. Just get rid of that. So we're going for this. That font actually even might be Open Sans. So let me. Oh, it is Open Sans here. Let me just go like this, and the text will copy. This is a nice little. We've got a testimonial element. I'm not going to use that actually. What I'll do is I'll probably just style this. So let's go back to We Help Designers, and then really nice pages. So if you are obviously just joining us, this is the ConvertKit page that we're building, and this section, and also this bottom section here, I'm going to put that in as well, which is a section separator. So we can do this nice curve like this. We can apply it to this row, or we can apply it to another section we add underneath. So for example, bottom, we can add a section like this, but you see it's white. So if I choose the nice curves, maybe this one, and if I pick white, it might, I'm gonna have to pull that right down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is definitely add that into another section below. So what I'll do is I'm just going to clone this section, delete the things I've put in it. That'll be, all this will be is just the bendy curved line they've got at the bottom. Let me just delete those two bits and then remove it from, whoops, I think I've just deleted the wrong whole thing there. Let's come back. Okay, so let me remove the separator from here. None. And in this one, I'm just going to get rid of these, leave the row in there. So, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a slight wave. So what I can do is to we change the size of it to make it, obviously if I do it a darker color, you'll see the difference. So I can choose my size. If you're looking at ConvertKits, that's just like a big 1 or 2 bends. The line, I can't do that line unless I use an image. I could do it with an image to create an image, put it as a background image in here, but instead I'm going to use this separator that we've got. So I'll choose the size. I might go quite big actually, like so, and then I'll go back and choose that color I had. But mine actually has to be white because the background color is set with this color you see here, and then you see the white bend. So you might just be able to see that. I'm going to bring this up, and then I'll figure out spacing a little bit more in a moment. Let's drop another paragraph under here, which is the headline? It's the headline, I think. So let's drop that in here. Let's take this headline, copy that. I'll keep the consistency in the design by using the same headlines. What we got here? Okay, it was underneath there, then it was this headline above. So put that above, lots of spacing. And like so, copy our text. We help musicians delight their fans. So what I could do is I could build this and then build another section like it for the next is what we got, authors. We could do this. I could build this as 4 sections. I'm not going to. That's just one way you could do it if you were wanting to have them all. This horizontal line as well, I'm going to make it smaller because it would look a bit tidier like that. This, I don't like this. I'm just going to get rid of this for now. I think I come back and use an image for that, or try and write something. Okay, actually, I'm going to leave it because I might try and write the font. No, I think we might just grab the image. We'll come back to that. So what we got there, we've got this 2 pieces. We've got the quote and the name underneath. Let's clone this. I'm also going to clear the formatting from there. And this is from an artist. Okay, like so. And simple, that line down the side is really nice, but I'm not going to do that because I can't. I could put a border. I mean, that's another way I could do it actually. I'll put a border. What they got here, ConvertKit, this is bold. Okay, and it's probably a little bit smaller. Let me have a drink of my coffee. Right, so that's a little bit smaller. This font color it's like a darker, let's go with this one. I think that's a similar one I had, but I'll go with that. It might be this one, which yeah, I think it is that same. Okay, and is that slightly, you notice this is on 2 lines. So to get this on 2 lines, we could just put a return in there. There you go, easily done. Or you could actually just reduce the width and then align it. So that's another way you could get that onto 2 lines. One thing is, if you put a return in, you've got to then check it onto mobile, see how it looks on mobile. And then if you do it as I've just done it, it should still sit good on mobile. One thing with OptimizePress is everything you edit on mobile, these styles will stay on mobile and they won't reflect. So for example, the spacing, like all this spacing here, we can change this on the mobile device. I'm pretty sure I could spin this arrow around actually, and then it will stay like that, pointing down on mobile. When you switch back to desktop, it'll still be pointing across. I'll test that actually when I do the mobile stuff. But when it comes to this line return, I'm using the width of the headline separator, which I'm reducing. And you see they've got this nice yellow sort of tail down the side. So there we go. I'm going to put it as, I'll put it as a border actually, because it's just another way to do it, to show that it can be done. So we just choose a border on one side. I'll go quite thick. Where's my yellow? Change my colors too much here. So let's go quite thick, maybe about 8. And then we're going to need to put some extra padding here just to separate that. And then I want my yellow color from here. I just changed that. I have. Okay, try again. I need to put that into my favorites. That's what I'm going to do. So let's go back to here, border. What's the time? We're at 41 minutes. Okay, so you can see I'm not far. I'm not that far into the page. Let's put that in favorites. It's done. Okay, there we go. And maybe a bit of line spacing on this. Changing the line heights again. Give it some breathing space, like I said. This actually probably should sit in this same. This should sit in there. I'm thinking if I sit it in there to get that. If I sit in there to get that look. Yeah, okay, maybe not. What's the image they've got there? They've got, so this image changes. It's really nice because this is built with Webflow, by the way. So if you're ever wondering, this whole site is built with Webflow. Actually, Charlie, who designed it, she does some live streams over on Twitch and places, and that's what inspired me to actually do this one live stream today, is to build it. But I saw some of her, I saw one of her streams where she built a recent. Let's take this image. This is a PNG. This is not a WebMP format image, so I can easily grab it off the site. Should be WebMP for speeding up your websites. OptimizePress has that. It automatically converts it into WebMP format as soon as I upload it here. Let's insert that. Maybe there's a reason why they didn't want to have theirs WebMP. What is, okay, I've pulled that. Okay, different image. I must have got that one. Okay, so I dragged this image off, but okay, because it changes. It's not that same image, but not to worry. So we've kind of got this section. This needs some spacing. Let's put a bit of spacing above. And okay, so look, that's that. But this is done with an SVG image, I think, how she styled that at the back. I could go and make this in Canva, I guess, and bring it in and drop it in. I could even just make the circle with the arrow and then use font and then put that image as a background, as a transparent image. But I imagine this is, yeah, like an SVG file, which is then pulled in. Anyway, that's something I could just add in later. So look, we built that section and we've got this nice wave. And the only thing is that link underneath. This is a link. So let's copy that. It lets me copy that. Learn more about ConvertKit. So if you don't use ConvertKit, then it's worth trying out. I do use them. They're an awesome little platform. What I'm going to do to get that is a button. So I'm going to make a button effect here, but I'm just going to, all I'm doing is putting it as a, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go below this side. So I'm going to make this button just a transparent small button, really. I'm going to turn off the background color. So it just is transparent, like so. I need to make my text color, was there's like blue? It was blue and then like that. We want to have the icon, which is an arrow. So turn that on and we choose arrow. Actually, I'll go with a bigger one. They don't have a big positioning and put it on the right like that. And the blue is actually a much softer blue for the text, which I think I might have it. Just a softer blue like so. Right. Then we've got to change the alignments. We're going over on the left, and because the border, the button is, let's make it hit its full width there. And we just need to change the padding because the button here has got lots of padding either side. If we do that, it didn't work. Try that again. It's also got a border. I need to get rid of that border. There's that padding. You get rid of that and that side. If I go to the border here, I don't want any borders all the way around. So I might also just change the height because all I want is the text to appear like a link. Look, so really it's just a button that we're setting. There's still some padding there. Set these all to 0. This text, I can then click on this and align this text to the left. There you go. It sits the button over. So now we're looking a bit like that. And theirs isn't bold. Let's do semi-bold. Bit of spacing. Okay, there you go. Look, so I'm only, what are we in? 45 minutes, 46 minutes. And what we've got so far, this is the ConvertKit page I'm building. This is the top section. I'm only building parts that I can build with OptimizePress. This bit I've put in, and then I've just chosen one section. So here's my page. We've got so far, I've put in the rotating text that we have in OptimizePress, and I've underlined this animation should underline as I refresh. You see the line strikes through. There's their button. Let's go back up. There's their site. There's my site. There's a bit more spacing on theirs. So we'll fix that in a sec. This bit down the bottom here. There we go. This could be done. We just if we make a 2-column row, which I'm going to come back and do. I could put a row in here. So I'll have 2 headlines. One will be for the number, and then the other will be the font. And we've got the arrows in, and then we've made this sort of music section here, okay, with the wavy bit at the bottom, which I think I added in, which you can just see on there, okay. So there you have it so far. That's all I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna come back, if everyone wants me to, I'll come back and finish this and do it again, or carry on building the page and stream it so you can see what we're doing. One thing I want to do is change that height. So let me just go into here. This column, I want this to be centered, and this one as well, so that the image is sitting center like that. That gives that a bit more space. Let's see how it looks. Again, if anyone has commented, it's not come through to restream here. So it's not on restream, so I can't see if anyone has commented. Apologize. I will check Twitch and YouTube afterwards. This page is not loading. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go back to picture in picture here. Let me just close that down. Why is this not loading? There we go. Okay, there's my page. That looks a bit better. It's a little bit more in line. Obviously, you've got my WordPress admin bar comes up on my site. Their button's a little bit smaller than mine. The font's a little bit smaller. But notice how we have got the little corner, square corner in there that she has added. Okay, and I'm going to quickly do one of these. This is show people. It's going to be the last thing I do. This is a column. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a row in there. So there's a row in the top. I'm going to split that into 2 columns. I'm going to put my headline into the right side, and then I'm going to clone my headline, put that into the left side. And I'm just going to write number 1, and for the font, the color which we've got. And this font, wrong side. This font might be back to a script type font. Let's see if we can find it quickly. It's grayscale. It was that grayscale. So one thing you could do a search and see if there's a grayscale Google font. They might have an equivalent font. So grayscale, sans serif, Google fonts. Look, sometimes you can put in like whatever it's called, grayscale, and Google will. It's a Faro grayscale. I don't know what that is. Sometimes they give you the comparison font, and they say this is the one, but I don't think that is the one. I want more of a handwriting type font. These are little things you could easily just come back and tweak. I don't think we've got any. We do pull in handwriting fonts. Sorry, we do pull in all the Google fonts. I think most of them is 2000 or something. I can't remember any handwriting. No, I can't remember what Google Handly I used. Look, this is another one. Okay, we could try this one because it looks a bit more. What's that, Patrick Hand? No, I wanted something. Let's go with that one. We'll go back to the one we used. So this width of this needs to be literally nothing. Center, and the text wants to be center aligned. So then you know you're working inside. So it's got a nice even space. Look. So we've got 1, 2. Now, like I've done before, I should then clone this across. This needs to be, okay, so the gutter on this needs to be 0, so they can sit next to each other. This needs to be centered as well, so that sits center, and this one needs to be centered as well. Right, now, push these together. What is happening here is the width. If I set this to 100%, that should stay. Right, there you go. Look, so we've got number 1, which they've got on there is number 1, and grow your audience. And like I said, this is inside a row and a column as well, so I need to nip up some of this spacing. And below this might have spacing. Let's get rid of that spacing. And I guess below this one we'll have, there we go. So, and I think this column there, okay, that's 0. Okay. Okay, there's theirs, and yes, this whole section as well. Let's nip up a bit of that spacing. So we've done 1. That's a row, like I said. Now what I would do here, I'm just going to clone this, and that's going to become this one. Drop it there, and I'm going to clone it again, and we'll drop it there, and we're currently at 52 minutes. So let's change that to number 2. Let's change that to number 3, and then let's delete this headline, drop this one in there, delete this one, drop this one in, and the only thing is then just to remove all that spacing. This is why I said before about cloning things. Style it first, then you can just quickly clone it afterwards. Now this was center aligned. It might look better left because then it's in line with the text below. See, okay, so that needs to change. It's amazing how these little tiny tweaks can suddenly take 10-15 minutes depending on how you want it to look. If you want to get this closer, so that's 7:3, so you just got to, if I can go a bit closer with that one, and then that one's actually quite close. Just obviously when you clone them, you have the same style set. So there we go, I've done that. That's all I wanted to do, was that little 1, 2, 3 bit. There you go, like 1, 2, 3. My arrow's a bit different to theirs. They've got a bit more spacing as well around. I know they haven't. There you go. So that's the 1, 2, 3. So there we go. We've built, 54 minutes in. We've built the first sort of 3 sections of the ConvertKit site. And I'm using OptimizePress. I'm going to carry on. Maybe I'll do another stream and show you. We'll build this. This bit we can't do. It's well, we could do it as a script. Obviously, I'm just using all the default stuff inside OptimizePress. So we could do this with a script that just slowly scrolls across if you wanted to find a script. This is easy. This round, we could do the rounded, same as we've done with our line at the top here. It's like an animated line. We could have it loop as well, so it could loop on the animation. This, just the icons, heading. This whole section, we could design these individually as boxes with another box inside with a border. They're probably images. If I imagine if I was to preview these will be images or something that pull in. Notice the background, how it's split on two halves. So you've got half a background there as well. We could do that. There's a nice dashed line. That's probably an image, but we could do that either with multiple images or we just have a dashed line to simplify it. And this bit as well is quite straightforward. And that's quite straightforward. So I'm really just showing you, I mean, this is a lovely design. That's what I picked it to do. It's a beautiful site. And Charlie, if you're watching this, hopefully you can see what we can build in OptimizePress. I think I said this is built with Webflow. I think they use Webflow for ConvertKit. Yes, the page that they would build was I think they had a recent challenge, some landing page challenge or something they had running, and she'd built a book type launch page, and that's what I saw on Twitch, and she was doing it through using Webflow. And I thought I've wanted to build this page for a while, and I thought I'm going to build it and stream it anyway. So that's it, done in OptimizePress. Thanks for watching, guys. I will carry on. If you want messages, any questions, get me on my site or through my channel or Twitter or wherever. But obviously it doesn't look, it's not identical because we can't do some things we can't do, but I'm just using the default stuff that we have inside OptimizePress. And I've already just spotted that they should be bold because they stand out more, like that. And then like that. Say preview. There we have it. There's my page. I'm going to come back and check all my, if there's any comments or anything. You can just see that that swoosh underneath there, that swoosh mark. But there you have it. I'm building the page as we go. I'll do more maybe. Hope you like that. I'm going to call this one an end. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.